Hey mama, if you're listening to this, you might be carrying a secret that feels too heavy to speak out loud. You look like you got it all together, you serve at church, maybe you even lead a Bible study. You smile when you drop off the kids, but no one sees the other side of you, the one that comes out behind closed doors. At home, you are a completely different person. You yell, you explode, you scream at your kids, sometimes in their face. You tell them to shut up. You grab them too harshly. You throw things across the room. You smack them in anger, twist their ears, spank them in rage, and immediately after, you are hit with a tidal wave of shame. You cry alone in your room and you whisper, "God, what is wrong with me?" You feel scared and disgusted by your own reactions. You're terrified that someone might find out. You wonder if your kids would be better off without you. You feel unworthy, broken, and too far gone to be redeemed. You try to fix this on your own. You listen to podcasts, parenting books, download freebies, but nothing changes. You keep falling back into the same patterns, and it feels like you are stuck in a cycle that you can't break. You don't trust yourself anymore, and if you're honest, you are afraid of who you become. But here's the truth, Mama. You are not beyond hope. You're not alone, and with God's help and the right support, you can change. I'm Elizabeth, a mom of 4 and an anger management coach for Christian moms. And inside my Calm Christian Mom coaching program, I guide women just like you through a powerful transformation. This isn't shallow behavior management. We go deep. We address your triggers, your stress, your mindset, your nervous system, and the spiritual root behind your patterns. We invite God into every layer and walk hand in hand towards healing. In just 12 weeks, you can become a completely different mom, unrecognizable. One who leads with patience, not panic. One whose children feel emotionally safe around her. One who cultivates peace. This summer, I'm offering a Calm Mama strategy session, a powerful 15-minute one-on-one coaching session designed to help you uncover the root of your anger and receive spiritual, emotional, and practical support. It's your chance to experience what coaching is like with me before diving deeper into ongoing support. If we both feel like the full program is the next right step, we can talk about what that looks like for you. You don't have to keep living like this. Your family is worth healing, and so are you. Use the link in the show notes to book the Calm Mama strategy session. Imagine this scenario. You come home into the house, and your husband has been at home with the kids, and you see him sitting on the couch scrolling at his phone. There's a pile of dishes. The kids are just watching screens. They're doing whatever they want to do, and the house looks messy. There's a pile of laundry sitting on the couch, and you feel frustrated. There's no dinner made, and he's sitting there scrolling at his phone. What do you think? What do you feel? And what do you do? Anybody relate to that scenario? The frustration, the resentment, the bitterness is rising. You're thinking, oh my gosh, why is he sitting on the couch? Can't he see the mess? It's such a disaster. I can't believe he's doing this. There's so much to do. And you feel this frustration and anger rising in you. How about when you have a toddler that is melting down and it's time to get out the door? And you have a toddler that is screaming and yelling because they want to play and it's time to go. And they're not cooperating. And you feel super frustrated. You feel angry and resentful. I can't believe they're doing this to me. They're making me late. And you feel frustration and anger rise. And then you react in ways that are unhopeful, that are destructive. Maybe you yank your child. Maybe you are rough with your child. Maybe you say something mean that is destructive and sinful and unloving. What about when your kids are fighting with one another? What do you think about that? When they're yelling at each other, when they're punching each other? I mean, I have boys. My boys do hurt each other when they feel angry. We have boundaries, we have rules, and they still do that. What do you think about your kids when they do that? Do you think, oh my goodness, I can't believe they're doing this again. Look at them. They're going to grow up. They're going to become abusive. They're going to do this for the rest of their life. And you're feeling frustrated. You're feeling triggered. You're feeling angry because your kids and your spouse is not doing what you think they should be doing in that moment. So your mind created a story of what you think they should be doing. They should be getting along. Your toddler should cooperate and go to the car as soon as you told them to go. They should not have a meltdown, right? That's what your mind is telling you. That your husband should do all these things around the house because obviously he lives in this house. He should be doing all these things. Your kids should be respecting you and honoring your boundaries and limits that you set for them. And because you have this should expectation in your mind, and then others don't meet that expectation, your anger rises, and it's almost like you can't stop yourself, and you react in destructive ways. You have a bad attitude towards your spouse. You have, you're yelling, you're yanking your kids, you're being rough and unkind with your words and actions, and then you're filled with remorse and shame afterwards because you reacted in ways that you are not proud of. So my friend, is this something that you relate? Is this something that you experience on a daily basis? Is this how motherhood looks like for you? Before I go any further and I teach you how to shift out of that, what is a perspective shift that you can make in the moment that's going to help you respond with compassion and understanding instead of resentment, bitterness, and anger? I want to remind you that if you're feeling like you're getting triggered all the time, if you feel like you're constantly yelling at your kids, if you feel like you're failing and you hate this pattern that you're stuck in and the shame cycle that follows, I want you to know that you're not alone and that the struggle of trying to stay calm and not losing it despite your best efforts and feeling like you're messing your kids up for life, that is a cycle we can absolutely break in my Calm Christian Mom Coaching Program. If that's where you are at, I want to encourage you to go to emotionallyhealthylegacy.com/coaching to book your free consultation call. And let's talk about what's going on, because this is absolutely something that we can shift in just 3 months of working together in my Calm Christian Mom Coaching Program. I want to invite you to book that free consultation call. The link is in the show notes. Let's talk about how to get you out of this shame cycle that is consuming you right now. And I promise you, it does not have to be this hard. Let's set a positive example for your kids and leave an emotionally healthy legacy for your family. Let's get back into understanding what is going on with your husband and with your kids in that moment. And let's go back to seeing this from a different perspective and put the lens back on you. Are there times that the house is so messy and it feels so overwhelming that you just pick up your phone, you sit down and you start scrolling on your phone because you're mentally and emotionally in such a rough place that you cannot bring yourself to take care of the house and do the things that need to get done? Have you ever experienced that? I have experienced that myself when I feel so emotionally and mentally in a hard place that it's too hard to do a physical task that I am physically capable of doing. I just cannot bring myself to do it. It could be a messy kitchen. It could be the messy house. It could be the messy garage. It could be even like doing the night routine of getting all the kids ready and put to bed. I just want to escape because it feels so overwhelming and hard. Now, that's not my norm, but do I have days like that here and there? Yeah, I sometimes do. Am I physically able to do it? Yes, I am physically capable of physically doing the task. And I am emotionally and mentally struggling a lot in that moment that I cannot bring myself to do it. How about when you absolutely flip your lid and you scream and yell at your kids and you have an emotional breakdown around your husband, around your kids. You say things that you wish you didn't. You do things that you feel remorse over. Is it because you wanted to react that way? Or were you doing your best to your mental and physical capacity at that time and you just lost your cool because you didn't have the tools and the capacity in that moment to respond in a better way? So let's look at it from this perspective. This perspective of they are doing their best to their mental and physical capacity. I have learned this from my counselor like years ago, that your kids are doing your best. And then I also learned this from my current coach, my mindset coach, and she says this phrase, doing your best to your mental and physical capacity. And your children are doing their best to their mental and physical capacity. Your husband is doing his best to his mental and physical capacity. And having that lens and perspective, it's not that they're always going to be doing things like that, but in that moment, they are doing their best to their mental and physical capacity. So when your child is melting down, they're doing their best to their mental and physical capacity in that moment, that specific moment. 5 minutes later, their capacity might be different, but in that moment, that is the best that they can do. And having the perspective of curiosity, I wonder what they're going through right now, that this is the best that they can do. I wonder why this feels so hard for them, that this is the best that they can do. And I'll give you a scenario here. So a couple of days ago, this was yesterday. I was getting ready in the morning to go to BSF with my toddler, and she got a roll of stickers that my husband got from work, and she was putting them over an Amazon box, and she was really into it. She was like super into putting the stickers, and there was hundreds of stickers, and she really wanted to do that at that moment. Well, I looked at the time. It was time for us to go. And I said, Nellie, it's time for us to leave. You can put 2 more stickers on, and then it's time for us to go. And so she put on 2 more stickers, and then she's like, no, I want to keep doing the stickers. And I said, Nellie, I know you really want to do the stickers. This is so fun. There's so many stickers, and it's time for us to go. I will help you. Obviously, she did not want to leave. So she started to have a big emotional reaction, and she did not handle herself well as most toddlers don't, because they don't have the tools, the skills. Their brain is not mature enough to handle things in a positive way, right? And sometimes she does. Sometimes she goes along with the flow and she's like, oh yeah, sure, we're gonna go. And in that moment, her brain really wanted to finish that task. Like, she was really dedicated to finishing those stickers, and we needed to leave. And she did not like that. She felt really, really upset. And I was able to pick her up, even though she was kicking and screaming, in a kind, firm, and gentle way, take her to the car, buckle her in. Yes, she was screaming. I was still kind to her and be like, I know you really want to stay home. I know you want to do the stickers. They're so fun. I'm here. Mama's going to help you. The circumstance is I have a toddler who's screaming and yelling and kicking, who doesn't want to go. And the way that I handled it with compassion and understanding instead of frustration and anger was my perspective. My perspective was, she's doing the best that she can to her mental and physical capacity. This is hard for her. I wonder why this feels really hard. Having that curiosity. Anger and curiosity cannot coexist. They don't go together. If you're curious about someone's behavior, I wonder why they're doing that, you're not going to feel angry. I wonder why my husband is sitting on the couch scrolling on his phone instead of putting the kids to bed, instead of being present and available with the kids. Well, maybe you can come alongside him and give him a hug and say, hey, hon, nice to see you. I'm just curious, what's going on? Why are you sitting on the couch instead of putting the kids to bed? And maybe he can tell you that he feels really stressed out about work and he just needs some time to decompress and escape because things feel really hard. And that is going to allow you to have compassion and understanding instead of resentment and bitterness and attitude, right? Same thing when you have the perspective when your kids are arguing and fighting. This is hard for them. They are having a hard time. They are doing their best to their mental and physical capacity at that time, to the mental and emotional capacity at that time, in that moment. And I can help them. This is hard for them. I wonder why this feels really hard. Having that lens and that perspective is going to give you compassion and understanding towards others instead of feeling resentment and bitterness. Think about it when you go to your best friend's house. If she is sitting on the couch scrolling on her phone and the house is messy and the kids are doing whatever, maybe they're watching TV and the laundry is not done, and you walk into her house, do you judge her? Or knowing her story and everything that she's going through, maybe she's going through a divorce, maybe she is struggling mentally in that season, maybe she has some marital issues, maybe she has some health issues, right? You knowing her story, you feel compassion and understanding because you know what's going on behind the scenes and you are not judging her. You're like, oh, I get it. This makes sense. She's taking a break because she's going through a lot right now. Yet we don't have that same perspective towards our husband or towards our kids sometimes. We have these expectations, things to do a certain way. And then when we don't get things our way, we feel really angry and resentful. And how to overcome that is to have curiosity. And that's going to allow us to have that compassion and understanding that Jesus had towards others. And that comes from curiosity and our perspective and from God renewing our mind. And so if this is something that you want to work on, this is the kind of work we do in my coaching program. If this is something that resonates with you and you're thinking to yourself, yes, this is exactly what I need help with, I want to invite you to book a free consultation call with me. I cannot wait to help you, friend. I am here to support you every step of the way. You have direct access to me Monday through Friday. We have weekly coaching calls. You have step-by-step lessons and videos that you watch with reflection questions. It's a commitment. The coaching program is a commitment, and it's going to help you completely shift out of the way that you are reacting right now and help you respond in the way that you feel proud of and is aligned with the mom that you want to be. All right, friend, thank you so much for being here. I cannot wait to connect with you. Hey mama, do you find yourself snapping over the smallest things, like spilled milk or constant whining, then feeling horrible afterwards? If you're tired of losing your temper and you want to show up with more patience, I have something for you. It's a free training called How to Be More Patient with Your Kids so you're not screaming over spilled milk. Inside, I'll walk you through 10 simple things you can start doing today to become a calmer, more Christ-like mom, even on the hard days. To get it for free, just leave a rating and review on Apple Podcasts and send a screenshot to hello@emotionallyhealthylegacy.com. Or if you'd rather skip the wait, you can grab it right now for just $27. The link is in the show notes. Let's help you become the peaceful, patient mom your kids need.